We are back in the garage, and we're now working on the car again. Gary's on his way. He's going to help out. We did the leaf springs on the car last, and they finally settled, so it's back to its normal height. But if you come back here in the back of the car, I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. If you line it up, you can, I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but this side is poking down a little bit compared to that side. The whole car's got a lean to it. I know the turbo and the passenger fender well is also not helping it. Once I get the coilover kit, it'll be much easier to kind of dial everything in. But if you see here, from here to body, we're 25 1/4. And then if you come to the driver's side, oh, I got a weed eater in my way. Go to the driver's side, and we are about 26 3/4. So we're 1.5 inches lower in the passenger front. Well, I found out why. Of course, you know, there's a giant passenger side turbo log manifold and a 80-pound turbo setup plus exhaust. I don't know how much it all weighs total, but obviously that's going to weigh that down a bit. But when I was looking at the driver's side, I got to find my flashlight so I can actually show you guys. Here it is. I don't know if you guys can see up in there. You can kind of see in the middle, like right between the spring and the cap. You see that big old rubber boot isolator? How it's nice and on the spot like it's supposed to be. Well, when we dodge this weed eater again that I need to move, we come over to the passenger side and we get under here. First of all, it's harder to get under there, but you can see right in the back that sharp line in the center. Well, the rubber boot's gone. It's deteriorated, and it's way up in there. So that's one of the reasonings. And it's also got a nice little, I don't know if you can hear it now. When it's really cold, that metal on metal is super squeaky. So to combat that until I get the $2,500 kit, AMClives.com makes polyurethane mounts. We're going to be putting these on. I know that this will help it go up some, but I may need to go up another inch. So either I'm going to keep the driver's side as is and then leave the rubber boot on the passenger side to kind of give it a little spacer, or I'm going to take the other one of these and cut this circle out and put it up top and put it in that 3-inch thing just to level the body out. That's all I'm trying to do is level the body out because it bothers me now. But I thought it was the leaf springs in the back, but it looks like it was a little bit of both. It's a little higher than it was before, but it's still stinky lean. I just need the body to kind of level up. Probably, actually, that one right there might be enough to do it. We'll find out when we actually do it. That's our goal, though. And then once I get interior done and further along in the S10, then I'll feel like it's okay to kind of, you got a smudge. I feel like it's okay to, you know, kind of price out some of that stuff. Why is that? Ah, there we go. It ought to be easier to shut the car down. Of course, in here, I don't want to shut the car down in the garage because I haven't completely sealed it from rodents. And I don't want the car chewed up like the gas gauge that was chewed up when I put it in here for one night. So till then, this is our goal. Gary's on his way. I'm getting the fire started. So I'm going to get the car jacked up, get it on jack stands, take the tire off, and then kind of show you what we got to get done. Take the hood off. And then also we're going to work on the carpet on the next video with his help, because I'm going to need a 2-man job for that. So let me get this all done and we'll start this business. Okay, Tire is jacked up. I got 2 strut spring tools on here. The goal is to compress this enough to slide in the pieces right here without having to take everything off. So we're gonna see if this actually works. It might not even work, but I have hope and faith.
Hope and faith.
Yeah, Gary's over here. He knocked off this part, which is still stuck on the shock for some reason. So there's that. Might have to pry that out. I don't know. I think it's stuck on the shock. I see blood. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's like on the shock, which is weird. I guess I could take the shock off from the bottom, but it's kind of a pain in the butt to do. I don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. So we're gonna get this off and kind of see what we can slide in here real quick. Probably on our hand like this. Just walk around with them. Okay, we got the shift boot hat off. I found my squeak as well. I thought I had a bad shock, but right in there. Oh, I might have a bad shock. I don't know. It's squeaking from what it looks like in the back, but the washer fell off. The rubber grommet. So it's just rubbing on metal over and over again. So we got to fix that later, not right now. So now we're just going to compress these down and hopefully just slide the new boot in without losing any fingers. And show the devastation it takes out bit by bit. Alright, so we got the spring compressed enough to where we can slide something in besides the shock. I had to push a shock down, but there's our old boot, old rubber one. Let's see if I can get it out with some pliers here. Okay, the answer is yes, I can get it out in a very scary way. So let me compress this shock real quick. Also in a very scary way. Alright, GoPro died, but we got the setup out right over here. And you could tell where the spring was, it's just mashed potatoes, just flat, versus an actual little over a 1/4 inch piece. So the goal is to put this in there, and I'm hoping that gives me my right height that I needed, but I'm also going to put this in there too and see if I can't level out the turbo weight with this tinier piece of rubber until I do the coil. We got the shock put back in. Way up here, let me get my flashlight. It's a dead flashlight, so there's that. But way up there is the new polyurethane spring cover. I don't know if you can see it or not, but we're gonna lower it down. I had that other rubber piece in there as like a little spacer, just to see if I can get a little bit more ride height on this side, not by much. So we're gonna see, we got that tight, we got the shock tight, and this is tight up here. So we'll get all the tools out of here real quick, and then we'll lower the jack and then measure the front side on both sides and see if we got any better or worse. Hopefully it's better. Okie dokie. So with, oh, now it's falling apart. Okay, so from there to there, we're a little, we're 27 inches. With Gary in the car. Gary, how much do you weigh?
205.
Okay, so I got like 40 pounds on you, so it's gonna level out with me in it. But with an extra 200 on the driver, we're at 27 1/8. So go ahead and hop out, Gary. When Gary gets out, it rebounds up to 3/8, 27 3/8. So it goes up a 1/4 of the inch on the driver's side. But with me in the car and that big turbo in the corner, we should be level now, especially because the battery's in the back too. Honestly, if I put the battery in the driver's side, it would sag this way when I drove it. But until we do the coilovers, when I do the coilovers, this side will be raised up a 1/4 of an inch on the coilover shock itself to level the car out, and then we'll add rebound on each side until we get it nice and flush. But we got it way better than 1.5 inches, about 1 3/4 inches off. So we'll go back here in the back. I dropped the camera. And if you come over here in the back and stare at it, with him not in the car, it's pretty darn good. It's a quarter. We measured the rears. I think it's like an eighth in the rear, but you can see that back in the day it had the lean. It was like way off. Now it's pretty leveled up. Try to get the GoPro to level on the license plate. So that's good. We're about damn near perfect. So that went a lot smoother than I thought it was gonna do. I'm dirty, but I thought we were gonna have to do it twice. But it looks like we didn't have to do it twice. So yeah, we have level ride height now. So on to the interior on the next video, and we'll catch you later. How good, brother?